In winter time I installed an Autopilot in this board, and I tested it first time in springtime, and I was so excited about how it works. And at some point, in some day, after actually just 3 fishing trips, something has failed. During first 3 fishing trips, I was really amazed about how it works. I was recording Autopilot trolling saga, and I wanted to share with you with all types of settings that you can apply on this Autopilot and how it helps you in trolling. However, because something has failed, I never released this video yet, but you can subscribe to see this video. I will do it. And in this video, I want to share my experience about what has failed, because I found the reason. And when I was debugging this problem, I recorded also quite different material. So maybe it's all is going to be in this video. Maybe it doesn't have like logical order, but I will try to make a linking video between them and explain what's going on. Just keep in mind, I didn't know what is the problem when I was recording this, so that's why. If you have an Autopilot, it might be useful for you, because you might also met the same symptoms, let's say, that I had when it failed, yeah? So it didn't go straight anymore, etc. You will see it. Or probably if you don't have an Autopilot, you also find some interesting stuff in this video for you to consider and just to be aware of possible problems. So let's try. And let's begin from the video of the problem. So that video was recorded for the manufacturer of the pump. I will later tell you what is the pump. And you will, it's about 50 seconds. So, and you will hear that the pump is operating, but the outboard is not moved. So, okay, just look and then we will discuss. So you have seen the problem. It doesn't move the outboard well, and almost entirely. Sometimes it moves. The next I will show you a video that I recorded for the manufacturer of the pump. So when I say please help, etc., it is for them. I decided that I include this video here because you can see a different how to say, so you can see another way how this problem looks, let's say this way. Yeah, just watch it and we continue discussion then. So look, I set auto. I will show you that I set also here for testing. Well, I can't show you this right now, but just believe me. So in installation I set the minimum is 100%. Yeah, for testing purposes. Look, yeah, so it cannot fix this. It's trying but doesn't move, so I need to cancel this, otherwise I'm going on rocks. So it means that it's apply the maximum voltage. The voltage is okay, you can see 13 volts, so the battery is not discharged, so the voltage is fine. Yeah, And previously I have seen that it was overheated. I was thinking that it is because of that, but no, it's now quite cold. The pipes at least very cold, well, quite cold. Yeah, so it's not overheating now. It's not about settings, because settings are fine. So when I first tested this, it was in the beginning of May. It was 1 Celsius here in Finland. Everything worked perfect. So I know that Autopilot with current setting works perfect. It's not about Autopilot. It's something about, you can see noisy of pump. You can hear. I mean, yeah, you can hear noisy of pump, but no movement to the outboard. So it's quite strange, even when it's not overheated. So could you please give me some ideas what is happening there, what is going on? Because I was so excited about it in the beginning of May, but now something has happened and I don't know why. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you settings. Yeah, so Autopilot installation, dockside, driver configuration. So reversible motor, 12, auto. For some reason, when I was calibrating virtual rudder feedback, it was clutch here. I don't have any clutch. It's reversible pump. Yeah. So in advance it was set for manual by during calibration for this amount. Well, I set it to auto, manual auto. It doesn't matter. So that was set on 0 during virtual feedback calibration, and yeah, so it was set for something about 68, if I remember right, during virtual rudder feedback calibration. So I set now to maximum. So what it could be, it's not about bleeding. The system is bleed. Well, I don't know if some, yeah, introduced into the system, but I don't think so. Yeah. So what are your ideas? Could you please help me? Well, guys, I had a more assumption about what the problem is, like the overheater of the pump, because it was really overheated by feeling about 60-70 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, I didn't record this material in English, so I don't have much material in English about all other my attempts to debug this problem. And the next chapter will be about my debug at home. So let's watch this and then discuss. Something has happened with the operation of Autopilot for this outboard, either with the pump or the computer. I don't know yet, but I think it's the pump, so I need to make some diagnostic, and for that reason, when I install it, I did a connector here, this way, Deutsch connector. I don't have any specific rig right now yet ready, so I will just plug this to the pump and use crocodile's clamps to feed it from the battery by 12 volts in either direction, and we will see. The problem probably already was covered in the previous video, or I will do this, I don't know yet. Yeah, and guys, sorry, it's summertime, so it's quite difficult to find the time when it's quiet. I connected this way, quite temporary, quite bad. I will do switching by provided power there, voltmeter, well, just to be. Well, guys, I think I already see the wrong operation. So, because when we tested this, I will put the link. It was 7 and 5, if I remember right, seconds from port to outboard, or vice versa. So, and now it's quite symptoms of the air in the system for some reason, just from the second trip. I hope it's not the broken pump. But anyway, the air is also a problem. I will try now, when we are fully at that side, reverse here, and we count how long it takes to switch on another side. I hope they will finish their loan quite soon, so I will wait for quite time and we test it. Guys, yeah, so good, it's quiet now, and yes, you have seen 24 seconds and we are just in the center yet, so not in another side yet, just in the center. Is definitely a problem. Yeah, the problem is not with Autopilot. I should repeat, I don't remember where I told this, but I should repeat, it's quite nice that in the beginning, when I installed everything, I have seen a few days a nice operation of this Autopilot system against the strong wind with huge waves, and it was satisfactory on even on the low speed as 2.5. It is able to hold me straight. So it's not about Autopilot and settings, and now we proved that this is about the pump. What exactly has happened, I don't know. We provide the full voltage, it doesn't steering. So the first symptoms of the air in the system. Well, but why? Where it come from? So everything, no leaks anywhere. Yeah, I had one episode in this full series about this system, about air and the system problem. Okay, guys, let's continue with the air check, this part. And I plan to make a rig here in between, so that I can connect voltmeters. Probably I even will use this voltmeter for that purposes, because I have quite enough voltmeters for other for checking the battery voltage. And also I want nicely switch in either direction the pump when I'm testing. So I will make a rig. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, you will see this. So I opened this plug. First I checked this from the set, because the guy told that thread pitch is different. Well, in my case it seems it is not, because I can feed it. Yeah. Then I supposed to use my own rig, that solution, but I found that I have that one. Probably I bought it later and didn't use it before. So because we will have less, it's also for the air compressors. So, but we will have less oil with that one. So I think I will try that one, because it's in the same way it fits here. I applied 14 range here. I wanted to place another O-ring, but well, I haven't done, and it doesn't leak. Yeah, we are feeling this, and look how convenient it is. So the bottle is here, and it's quite easy to walk this way. Well guys, I will continue this entertainment unless I see no bubbles here and especially there, but I'm quite worried that this pipe there will be blown out by pressure, and I'm not sure if I need to apply this technique, the one that resolved all problems when you do this steering up to lock and apply a little bit more force, and then when you go back, okay, let me try again, and then when you go back you have quite a lot of bubbles. In this case not so much. Yeah, so guys, I will first try to return the right steering 5.4 on the wheel and then go to the pump. Well guys, as expected, as you see everything in the oil here because it's popped off. Yeah, why would I expect it to be different? I don't know. So that's what we have now. I don't know how I continue. Well, I don't want to give up today because everything is already prepared, so I use this stuff, but yeah guys, I'm not sure about it. Let's see. Well guys, I'm quite confused now. So after I fixed this, so all oil was dropped, some air came out, I don't know actually, come out. So and if I keep these bleeders opened slightly like this, yeah, so like this, both of them, let's just show you, just a little bit off, then I continue steering when it's locked, and I can rotate wheel quite easy. Yeah, so but if I tight them just a little bit by hand, I don't know, if I close them entirely, then the steering is tough, yeah, at the end. Except that I can still do this, but it's always, even with fully closed system, I can do this, and then when I go back I hear this psh. So it's one of the methods that fixed the problem last time. So I'm not quite understand what is happening. Probably something is wrong somewhere. It's brand new system, I remind you. It worked well in the beginning when it was 1 degree Celsius outside. All problems began in when heat comes up in one of the trip. So but now I don't see any bubbles, neither here, neither there. So the only way now to enable the pump and see what will happen. Summertime, never possible to find quiet time. Well guys, I don't see any air, neither here, not there. So it's not air in the system. It wasn't the problem in the system with air. So I think otherwise I would feel it by the steering wheel first, like in that situation when we had the problem with the steering wheel but the pump rotated well. So the system was fine, no air. Yeah, I was surprised where the air could come from. So it looks like something happened with the pump. I don't know what. Well guys, now I lost my 5.4. Look, let's calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so almost 6. Yeah, so I continue apply this method that was recommended. I push it, and then when we go opposite direction we see bubbles. That will create the right 5.4 turns and remove the air that we now have there. And guys, look, so when I have 5.4 here, no air in the system, everything fine, no the air to the pump, so I don't know what's wrong with the pump now. And I closed there. Well guys, with this method that was in one of my episodes, I finally got again about 5.4. Let's count. Yeah, the right word, not calculate but count. So we are here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, so, but it's fine. Yeah. And now let's take a look how the pump operates, especially at the very end. Well, it doesn't work anymore the way it should be, definitely. Yeah, so it just doesn't pump this. Why? I don't know. So I'm going to test currents that we have here on that pump, actually from the knock to in that situation. So this is current clamp. Yeah, look, DC, AC DC, and I will set it first 100 millivolts in amp. Yeah. You have seen just a brief test of currents. Why would I need to do this? Because there was suggestion from the manufacturer of the pump that I probably damaged it by tests like you have seen here. When you put 12 volts clamps directly to the battery, it doesn't limit any current, it is true. And so when the ram cylinder is at the lock, there is a huge pressure on the pump, and so it's like, and some part is damaged there. It was the main suggestion. Actually, I will open the pump in the next part and we will see this. I already know the result. Subscribe if you are not subscribed yet to see this second part of this video. So they suggested that because of no limits to the current, it has happened. Yeah. So as I told in many of my videos, that usually sellers, manufacturers blame the user for the wrong usage. Well guys, this manufacturer was quite good. Yeah, they didn't blame me. Yeah, good, cooperative, very cooperative on the top management level. So who is the manufacturer? If I didn't say yet, I will say in the description or in the next part when we open the pump. So that's why I wanted to test the if the Autopilot computer test limits the current. It was just part of this debug to see what the computer does and what direct battery connection doesn't. So yeah. And I actually later invented this rig for testing through PW modulation, yeah, in the right way with limit of the current. Or again straight from the battery. You can do this straight from the battery, but you need to be careful when you go to the lock. By the way, you can also see a video about this rig on my channel. You can see everything about what is related to Autopilot in the same playlist where this video is. So let's try do some summary, I guess. So you have seen full debug and suggested problems. In 100% cases, let's say, sellers and manufacturers will blame air in the system, not bled system. So that the wrong bleeding. It is not my case, as you have seen. I knew this, but anyway, I tried to prove to manufacturer and the seller that it is not my case, and I did this procedure again and again. It's actually a big problem to prove to stupid support that I am right. Yeah, so I knew that I am right. Yeah, actually, if it would be the air, most probably you would see a steppy movement of the outboard by the autopilot pump. So it wasn't my case, it was just no movement or slow movement. Yeah, so and I had to do this bleeding procedure again and again. You have seen this Chinese junk rig that it's failed. Actually, on my channel, I think in the same playlist where this video, you can see a series of video about all possible bleeding procedures. If you have hydraulic, you should watch it. So I covered all right and wrong techniques. So okay, I had to prove it. I proved them. They didn't believe anyway. Yeah, that's really a huge challenge to fight against stupid support of corporation. So yeah, well, okay, let's forget about it. The manufacturer of the pump was good, if I didn't say it yet. So, well, we also proved that settings on the computer, on the NUC 2 and controller, yeah, so they are okay, and it's not the fault of settings. Yep, well, it was proved actually by previous usage that everything is fine. But what I really have seen is overheating of the pump that is there. You have seen it, yeah? So I was quite sure that something has happened with the pipe, that it is broken. The manufacturer of the pump sell them in a huge quantity. Actually, Marine and all other branded comes from the same manufacturer, Hyperdrive, yeah, if I pronounce correctly. So they do steering on the huge boats, yachts, yeah. So I couldn't believe that it is failed. The probability is so small. The same for the seller, they never had this case, yeah? So, because all symptoms suggested that something is wrong with the pump, I had a lot of conversation with the manufacturer. I finally open it and start debug the pump in the way that I could do it. And I move this in the separate video, in the next part. If you are subscribed, you will get notification. If you are not subscribed, then please subscribe and click this bell for notifications. If you think what the garbage is here and why it's not so nice, yeah, because I continue my debugging of the new pump. But for now, I show you how it actually capable to do steering or keeping the course against a strong wind. It was recorded on this trip just a couple days ago with the new pipe, new setup. So after everything was fixed, watch it and understand that yes, it can work nice when everything works. And then see you next part. I will show you one example of extreme conditions for Autopilot. They probably don't look so extreme through the phone, but they are, because we have a strong wind. Probably you can hear or you can see by the types of waves that it is really strong. So I set the maximum RPM by these buttons, which is 1000, otherwise I need to find the right position here. So with that maximum 1000 RPM, it can hold 2.73 kilometers per hour. Yeah, and it's quite straight. It goes in the navigation mode. I don't need to do steering. You can see conditions now are really worst. Yeah, so it goes by wind on the right. Yeah, it drops speed so significant, and the lowest speed is worst conditions, of course, you know, for steering, but it does its job better than if I would do this when I'm here. And definitely I couldn't even check any text message, nothing in such conditions, because I would need to be focused on the steering. Otherwise my rods and planners that are here, they will all be mixed if I just lost the straight line. So it does its job very well. So it's now changing a little bit to the new course. Yeah, so it gives that sound. Yeah, you can see it does its job. My only concern now about that this Mercury sounds like I don't know, it sounds different, like something. I'm a little bit concerned about it, don't know what is it, but it's different story. It's not about the Autopilot. So when everything works fine, yeah, because by the way guys, it's not GPS, keep in mind, not GPS. I have a compass, precision 9 compass there, so it accepts commands from the compass and immediately fix position with the right settings there. So that's why it does its job better than if you would do it. And now even worse, I decided to return home. In this turn I had to push standby and take a control, otherwise I would be pushed out from the board. Yeah, when we go against the wind and then by side to the wind. So, and now we are more or less on the right way, and I will do some trick and we again will be on the right place. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oops.